and welcome to PraDa Law Live. Once again, I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for today's show. We have an excellent show lined up for you. First, I want to introduce you to our paralegal, Oscar Chavez.
Thank you. How are you guys tonight?
He's going to be discussing immigration today. And of course, one of our partners, Daniel Silver.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us today.
Who will be discussing family law. And of course, Jennifer Pratt.
Thank you so much, Jackie. We're so excited to be here this evening. We're going to be talking about family cases and immigration cases and the intersection that a lot of people don't realize oftentimes do happen between these two very distinct areas of law. But right now, what I'd like you to do is give us a call. The number's on the screen. First consultation's free, 888-88-LEGAL. That's 888-88-LEGAL. And as we were discussing, Attorney Silver handles all sorts of family law-related cases at our office. And our paralegal, Oscar Chavez, who is actually a law school graduate and is pending to take the bar, is my go-to at the office for all our immigration cases. And at our office, we have an array of different cases and different types of family and immigration cases. And one of the things we want to talk about tonight is how they intersect. So prior to we starting the show today, Attorney Silver, we talked a little bit about family cases and the components of immigration. And you were telling us about a case that you've handled in the past that I find so interesting. So listen up, everyone, because if you're somebody that has a pending divorce and also your spouse or yourself may have immigration issues, maybe you don't have a status yet, or for those of you that are in a marriage right now that was supposed to get you your papers, to get you your residency, but now you're going through a divorce, I'm going to have Oscar talk to us about what are your options there. But let's start with you, Attorney Silver. Talk to us briefly, break it down to me. What happened in that case? First of all, and dumb it down for us because, you know, we want to know what happened there.
Happy to. So in a nutshell, we had parties that were living in the United States for 40 years. They were married and they were divorced. And unfortunately, the husband left the wife for his paramour in Nicaragua. And they had a marital home that was valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, in equitable distribution, the court equally divided the net proceeds of the sale of the home, which would have been, again, several $100,000. But because there was an alimony component by the husband to the wife, and because the judge knew that he would be going to Nicaragua and he would not be having the wife chase down the husband for permanent periodic alimony payments, what he did was, in dividing the equity of the home, he basically said, well, I'm going to take a portion of the husband's equity, I'm going to lump sum the permanent alimony, and basically gave the wife a massive unequal distribution, gave her most of the equity in the home to fulfill his present law, permanent alimony obligation. Therefore, the husband was divorced, moved to Nicaragua, had his alimony all completely paid, lost the majority of equity in his home, but pursuant to Florida law, the wife's needs and necessities were taken care of based on the permanent alimony that was basically net present valued and awarded in an unequal distribution.
Thank you, Attorney Silver. Really important information. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home or anywhere, there's a number on your screen that should be popping up right here, 888-88-LEGAL. We have attorneys ready to help you, informative attorneys ready to assist you. We want to be able to represent you. So give us a call. The consultation is free. The call is free. Give us a call, right?
That's right, Jackie. So, Attorney Silver, I'm going to try to break this down. I want to try to understand this. So, I'm married and I have legal status, or whether I have legal status, immigration status in America, in the United States or not. And you're saying that my husband is not only divorcing me, but leaving me for his mistress, his paramour, that lives in another country. And because the judge knew that he was going to leave shortly after the divorce was finalized, you're saying that the spouse in that case was able to take a greater piece of the equitable distribution. In other words, from the house, the proceeds of the house. So this is the marital home that was sold?
Correct.
And when the house was sold, rather than it being split, how it generally is 50-50, I know every case is different, but generally speaking, you're saying the wife got more of that money up front to make up for the alimony that the court knew that he wasn't going to give her, or that didn't want to make her chase him down all the way in another country?
Let me break it down a little differently. So in a marital and family case, the court does equitable distribution, then alimony, then child support and attorney's fees in that order. So the court equitably divided the interest in the house equally, 50-50. But when it came to alimony, basically said, well, the wife gets X amount of dollars per year, and we went on the U.S. Census Bureau to determine how long her average lifespan would be, and then basically net present valued her alimony, and then took that from the husband's proceeds in equitable distribution. So the equitable distribution was 50-50, but the alimony was net present valued and taken out of the husband's share of equitable distribution. So it's a little bit of a distinction.
Wow, amazing. And that's why it's so important to have an attorney that's going to really look out for all these special little details in your case, that will go and do the research that's necessary so that you can maximize your divorce, and not only in terms of money, but of course, kids are very important. And when it comes to immigration matters, this is something that's very relevant in a pending divorce. If you're a party that has any immigration status issues here in the United States and you're currently pending a divorce, whether you have children, whether you got married because you're trying to get status in the United States, you're going to want to stay tuned to our show, because we're going to be talking exactly about that special intersection between those two areas of law.
Wow, Jennifer. I mean, once again, very informative information, stuff that we need to know, stuff as citizens that we should know, and PraDa Law is here to represent us. So once again, there's a number on your screen. Give us a call. Consultation's free. Call is free, 888-88-LEGAL.
And that's right. And that's why we have Oscar here with us. He has been instrumental in helping me at the office with all our immigration cases. And one of the things I also want to bring up, Oscar, is, as you know, there's a lot of people that come to this country, whether they entered through the border illegally or whether they came and just overstayed, maybe their tourist visa. And I know we're going to be coming up on a break soon, so I want us to elaborate and give you a lot more time to discuss. But briefly tell us, when people get married, and they marry a U.S. citizen, are they able to then become residents here of the United States?
Yes, in that situation, they would be able to adjust right away because they're married to a U.S. citizen, and they could file what's called an I-485 right away and get a residency.
Okay.
And it's very interesting, and like Jennifer said, Attorney Pratt said, the break is coming up, but what Attorney Silver said, so there's a lot of things that could come up with an asylum case or any type of situations.
Absolutely, and that's why we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about these immigration cases, family cases, and how they intersect.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size. We know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
And welcome back to PraDa Law Live. Once again, I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for today's show. And we definitely do have a very informative show. We're talking family law and we're talking immigration. We know we've all been affected by COVID-19. And there are probably situations that are happening with you and your family that we can probably help you with. So there's a number on your screen, 888-88-LEGAL. We'd like to help you. Give us a call. The consultation is absolutely free, and so is the call. Jennifer?
Thank you, Jackie. And that's right. With COVID-19, there's just a spike in family cases. A lot of people, it's one or the other. You either fell in love all over again, or you're probably sleeping in different rooms. And if that's the case, it's all good. Give us a call. We're here for you. We're here to help you, guide you through this time. Before the break, we were discussing immigration cases. And one of the things that I wanted to have Oscar briefly talk on is folks that come into the country, whether they came illegally, through the border, or whether they came on a student visa or a tourism visa, and they simply overstayed, and then 90-day fiance fell in love with a U.S. citizen, and now they're married. Talk to us briefly about what that process entails, what kind of evidence they have to show, what are some tips you would advise someone that may be in a relationship right now that's looking to get married, and they don't want that person to go back to their country. And I get it. I know there's a lot of travel restrictions right now, but in our normal world, on our normal circumstances where people have to go back, give us some info on how that works. What is the dynamic? What do they have to do?
Thank you, Attorney Brad. That's a great question, because it's a question that a lot of people deal with. What you have to mention and try to evidence to prove there is that this relationship it's actually for love, that this relationship is serious, that you're not doing it just for getting the green card or getting the papers like they like to say out there.
Right.
So you got to prove, we've taken trips together, we have pictures there, we have a puppy, we live in the house, we
That's
pay
true,
the
though.
bill.
That's true.
The bills are together, we have a joint bank account.
We
Just
share
prove,
space.
Prove that you're sharing everything together, every moment together. And there's no reason for them to deny it. It doesn't matter what reason is the real reason you got married in the first place. If you could prove that it's an honest love, just fall in love. If you're in love, there's no way that USCIS official or agent or anybody that's going to look at your application is going to deny you.
Right.
So.
Right, that's so important. Obviously we want to show proof of these things, but one of the things that I have come across, Oscar, is that at some point immigration, USCIS, they're a little bit still stuck in the 1950s in the way they think, Jackie. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
You're in a relationship. I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't know if you are, but I'm married, right? And so one thing they look at, for example, is do you have joint bank statements? I mean,
Correct.
how many of us are married or in a serious relationship? We might even live with our loved one, and we do not have, joint bank statements.
I'm in a relationship with a girlfriend, and she's from Guatemala. She just became a U.S. citizen, but she was never in a joint bank account. I've never been in a joint bank account with her, so it's been 3 years, so correct. So don't be afraid only because don't have a joint bank account that you can't file for papers or you can't file for a residency. But that is one of the big evidences, because they want you to share everything.
Right.
Money, space, cars.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about coming to our office. If you're thinking about getting married, if you just got married, we can help you prepare for that application, prepare for that case. And it's going to go beyond just we're in love. Yes, that's super important. That shows that it's a bona fide, real marriage. That's what immigration wants to see. But like Oscar said, we want to dive deep in there. We want to go to that interview so that there is absolutely no question. That means the trips you've taken, the shopping sprees you do together, the pictures. I had a couple that they had matching tattoos. I mean, who could argue with that?
Who's going to argue with that? Tattoo's pretty permanent.
If you are planning on getting married, I can help you out with that prenuptial agreement.
There he goes, trying to ruin the love here.
But one thing I wanted to talk about as far as this intersection is, let's say you have a mother from Colombia and a father from Spain, and they get married in Miami, and they have a child in Miami, and they get filed for divorce in Miami, and they get divorced. Well, now with COVID, one parent wants to go back with the child to Spain, the other one wants to go back to the child with Colombia, and you may find yourself in a contested relocation case with a Miami-Dade County court making a determination as to which country the child would be the best interest of the child would be furthered by relocating to, and then you have a relocation battle under the Florida relocation statute.
Attorney Silver, very informative. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there's a case that you can build if you have this certain situation happening at home. Give us a call. There's the number, 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call. We want to hear from you.
That's right. And believe it or not, we're coming up on our next commercial break. It's just that when you're having fun and you're talking about, things that we're very passionate about, time flies. And I hope that you guys are, our listeners, ladies and gentlemen, you're all, really getting some informative tips and really learning a lot with us here, because we love to talk about this. We love to represent people. We love to be able to, help the community and really make a difference in your life. And these are important topics. These are people's lives, their marriages, their children. This is something that needs to be taken very seriously. And with that being said, we're going to be taking a commercial break very soon. But after the break, when we come back, I want to talk about the intersection, continue to talk about the intersection of divorces and immigration cases. I also want to talk to you if you're thinking about becoming a U.S. citizen. With the elections coming up this year, I know a lot of people want to do that. Stay tuned, because we have a very important reason why you should apply right away. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito. Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
And once again, we're back. PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez, once again, your host. So today we're talking immigration, we're talking family law, and we want to get right into it. But before we do, I just want to remind you that you can call in 888-88-LEGAL. We want to answer your questions. We want to represent you, and we're here to help. So if you have any questions regarding immigration or family law, give us a call. COVID-19 has kind of been a burden on all of us. I'm sure there's a case that can be built. I'm sure there's a case that you already have. So give us a call, and we want to hear from you.
A legal case, not a COVID case.
Is it a legal case or a COVID case?
A legal case.
Okay, legal case. We'll go with it.
That's for another show, actually. On our labor show, we have talked about if you are a victim or, unfortunate victim of COVID at work. So definitely we'll leave that for our labor attorneys. But on today's show, we've got Attorney Silver, who is our family law guru, and then we've got Oscar, who's helping us, guide us through all immigration matters at the office. And I am so happy to have come across such great talent to be able to work with us here and work for our clients. And one of the things we mentioned before the break, Oscar, was that there is a little deadline coming up, and this has to do with folks that want to become U.S. citizens. And I know this is an election year, and I am not trying to get political with you, but in order to vote, one of the requisites is you be a U.S. citizen, right?
Absolutely.
And so talk to us, Oscar. What is it that's happening? When is it happening? And how is it going to affect people that want to apply to become a U.S. citizen?
Well, yes, immigration is changing with everything. Everything's changing. Fees are changing. Dates are changing. October 2nd is another important date. We've talked about a bunch of important dates here, but October 2nd is one that matters to your money. What's affecting your pocket October 2nd, specifically with naturalization forms, which is the N-400, is it's increasing by $530.
Holy, wait, hold up. That's a lot of money, Oscar, for a lot of people. I mean, that's $500 is a lot of money.
Yes, that's half a grand, so just think of it that way. $1,000 just increasing just for you to naturalize before October 2nd. It would be...
So how can I avoid that?
Naturalize, file your form before October 2nd. So on October 1st, your last day to file, and you'll be able to pay the $640 that you're going to pay right now. If not, you're going to be paying $1,170.
Wow, that's super expensive. Well, we don't want to get caught with those fees, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why you need to call us. We're experienced lawyers. PraDa Law. Give us a call. The number's on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL. It doesn't get any easier than that. It's a free consultation. We love that. We love free.
Oh, yeah.
We love free. And the call is free. The consultation is free. Jennifer, give us a little more information.
And jumping on free, Jackie, you know, if you think of it this way, if you apply and you hire us to apply for your citizenship prior to October 2nd, the way I see it is you're getting free $500.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Because immediately the next day, if you go to apply, it's up by more than $500. So this is the time right now. And you know, a lot of people will go to what's called a notary or a paralegal. You know, what's best is to go with an attorney who has been to those interviews. Paralegals are not allowed into the interviews. It's only a U.S. licensed attorney. You want me to be sitting next to you at that interview, making sure that your rights are dutifully protected, okay? You don't want to go in there alone. And let me talk clear for those of you that have been arrested while being a permanent resident. Oscar, if I've been arrested, what are the time lengths that I should be waiting, give or take? And every case is different. We still encourage you to come to the office, allow us to analyze your case for citizenship. But is it 5 years, 10 years? What is it that the immigration looks at primarily when they're looking back at these crimes?
That's going to be a hard question to answer because it depends on the crime.
That's right.
But typically, the bars are 1, 5, and 10 years. Correction actually might be 3, 5, and 10 because the 1 year is typically for misdemeanors, so it could be a bar of 3, 5, or 10 depending on the crime. So, just for instance, if you do a grand theft, I could tell you that for sure is going to be 5 years minimum, depending on how many counts the judge gave you or the counts. It would be 10 years, and that's a bar that's very extingent because you've been a resident. You could be a resident for 20 years, but if you have that rap sheet, they might deny you on the citizenship.
Right.
So you might even lose your residency.
And that's what we're referring to is that look back period. So although I want everyone to apply to become a citizen, if you've been convicted of a crime, arrested, if you have anything that could be even remotely derogatory, and I'm going to wrap it back right up to Mr. Silver here, including but not limited to, you're not up to date with your child support. Attorney Silver, guess what? The immigration officials could say that you lack moral character. How important is paying child support? Can I be held in contempt? Can I go to jail if I don't pay child support?
Before I get into that, what I was just thinking in talking about what Oscar was talking about, there are very different types of crimes. And when you get into a crime of moral turpitude, which affects your character, that's a lot different. And, you know, if you punch someone in the face, that's not necessarily a crime of moral turpitude, where if you steal, if you cheat, if you lie, and if you don't pay taxes, if you don't pay your child support, that could perhaps be seen as something that they can use against you.
Actually, in immigration, if you don't pay your taxes, that's also a really big deal, too. So, again, that's why an experienced attorney is what you need. Someone who's going to sit down with you, strategize, and if you're trying to beat that clock, the clock is running, but our offices are open. We're ready. We're prepared. We're ready to bring you in and make sure that those applications are turned in timely.
That's right, Jennifer. Once again, give us a call. Do not waste your time. 888-88-LEGAL. We need you to give us a call so that we can help you. And, I mean, today's show has been great. Thank you so much, paralegal, immigration. Oscar Chavez has been super informative today. Jennifer Pratt.
Thank you.
And, of course, our partner, Daniel Silver. We want to thank you guys once again for joining us today here on PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez. Jennifer?
That's right. And, again, family issues. Our go-to man here, our go-to attorney is Attorney Silver. Attorney Silver, we've got less than 30 seconds before production literally kicks us off the stage. Talk to me. Any last commentary regarding family law for the people this week?
Don't wait. Justice delayed is justice denied.
That's right.
Call us now, 888-88-LEGAL.
That's right. Any family issues, any immigration issues, our office is here to help. The first consultation is free. We have offices in Midtown Miami and Doral. Call us now. It's been a pleasure to be here this evening, and I hope you join us next time. Jennifer Pratt signing off. Thank you, and have a great